How's it going, everybody? I've got the Herman Miller Lino for around 3 weeks now. And before I bought this chair, I couldn't find any review, anything whatsoever about it online. And this is exactly why I'm making this video. I'm not a chair expert, I'm not sponsored, I'm just a regular dude who sat in this chair for around 3 weeks, worked in it, adjusted it, and now I've got my opinion to share with you. I try to be objective and subjective so you can make your decision about if this chair is for you or if it isn't. Spoiler alert, it is a great chair and I really enjoyed my time. But now into the video. Alright, the very first point is the price. Is this chair, the Herman Miller Lino, worth its price? And to kick it off, I only can speak for Germany because I live in Germany and I bought it here. So this whole chapter is only focused on Germany, but I think it translates over to other countries as well. So I paid around 530 bucks for this chair, and I think this is pretty expensive for a chair, but compared to other chairs from this quality category, it's actually pretty okay. So you can compare it to other chairs from the Herman Miller lineup, and for example you can take the Aeron, which is a very popular model, and this one costs new 1,380 euros, so that's about 1,400 euros, and with the Lino you actually save around 62%, and this is quite a lot. So if you're looking for a really good chair and so far you've been looking for the Aeron, keep in mind the Lino because it is very cheap compared. You save 62%, it's quite a lot. Besides that, you could also buy a refurbished Aeron, which is around 800 bucks from what I've seen. And still with the Lino you get a 34% saving. And this just goes to show that, well, the Lino isn't a cheap chair overall, but compared to the Herman Miller lineup, it's a pretty good price. Now, one thing that had to do with payment that I also want to mention, if you're living in Germany or outside of the US, keep in mind the delivery time, because when I bought a chair, it actually took 8 weeks until it arrived. Delivery time for the Lino can be quite long, especially because it's such a new chair and it's not available around other countries. So the next point, quality and warranty. So this chair gets you a full 12 years of warranty, which is insane. So it is the standard Herman Miller warranty, and with 12 years, well, this chair is gonna hold up quite some time, and honestly, this is a huge plus point in my opinion for this chair. Now, the quality of the chair, the build quality, I would say it's really good. It's very much what you would expect from Herman Miller. The rotation on this chair is extremely smooth. So of course this chair is completely new, but it feels so smooth, it's absolutely insane. I've never sat on a chair before which feels so smooth turning around. Other than that, the wheels on the chair are pretty silent. The materials feel very well put together. They are very coherent and they also feel quite nice, so there's nothing cheap on this chair. The lumbar support, which is the piece of plastic on the back, is actually feeling quite good. So it doesn't feel cheap as some people say online. It feels like it fits very well into the chair overall. So don't worry about that, it feels very good. The armrests are decent, they have some soft touch to it, so they're not completely hard, and I really like them. And also leaning back with this chair feels very good. So in terms of build quality, there's absolutely nothing I would criticize. It's very good. So let's talk about the Herman Miller Lino adjustments. What can I adjust on this chair? So objectively, This chair you can adjust the back support, the lumbar support, which is quite similar to the posture fit from the Iron, and you can adjust it up and down. Now you can also adjust the armrests. Depending on your model, you can either they are fixed or you can adjust them up or down, or you can rotate them. And you can also, of course, adjust the height of the chair or the depth at which you're sitting. You can also adjust the pressure at which you have to lean back. So you can either make it really easy to lean back or really hard. And also you can adjust how far you can lean back. Nothing of this is out of the exceptional. It's pretty standard adjustments, and it is okay. It is working very well, and I think that those are very good adjustments for pretty much everybody. So pretty standard stuff, nothing special here, but it works very well. It's pretty much everything I need for my day, and in my experience, so this is subjective, the back support also works very well, but what you have to watch out for is the lumbar support readjusting without your knowledge. And what I mean by that is, if you adjust this back support in the right position and you move a bit, and like after 1 hour or so, you will notice that the lumbar support is in a different position than where you started, and this is because it is too easily movable, so keep that in mind. And also, if you're, depending on what you're wearing, like if you're wearing a thick pullover or if you're wearing a thin t-shirt, you also have to readjust it because it changes the pressure point. Other than that, the adjustable armrests, they are very okay. I'm okay with them. It would be better if I could rotate them, and you can upgrade your chair to have that feature, but I think personally it would only be worth about 20 euros, but I think it's more expensive than that. So let's talk about the basically most important thing of the Herman Lino chair review. How good is the back support? Well, if you buy an expensive chair, you want good health, right? I'm going to explain to you, first of all, objectively, how this chair supports your back. Well, I have to say one thing first, is that this chair is pretty restrictive in terms of how you sit on it. So you can't sit on it with crossed legs because your legs don't really fit onto this chair. And you can also not lean back your arm on the back side like this right here, because it slides down again. Also, it doesn't have a headrest, so you are on your own with your head, so you have to really keep up the head and don't fall into nerd neck position like that when you reach out too far. And all these impressions I had, it is very typical for Herman Miller, because they don't want you to do some things. They don't want a headrest, they don't want some weird sitting on the chair, so basically like sitting with crossed legs or any other position. They really want you to sit on this chair as you're supposed to. And this can be quite healthy, but it takes some time to adapt to. Now, you also have the mesh on the back of the chair, and this has the advantage that it fits onto your body perfectly well, and it also lets through air, so there's no sweat, or if it's getting very hot, you can get some fresh air onto your back, which is really nice. Subjective points about the adjustment of the Herman Miller Lino. So first of all, I'm 180 centimeters tall, and that's around 5'8". And also I weighed 70 kilograms, which is about 150 pounds. So those are all pretty average settings. Now, for my experience with the back support, with the lumbar support, has been really positive. The lumbar support fits really nicely, and it actually supports your back, and it feels healthy. And compared to other chairs I've sat on, this feels like it has a direct benefit. Now, for the armrest, I think they're pretty okay. As I said before, it would have been nicer if they could rotate as well, but I think it's very much okay if you can only height adjust those, and I had zero problems with them whatsoever. And leaning back on this chair feels really nice, as you would expect, and it also has some really nice adjustments for that as well, so you can adjust the sensitivity at which you want to lean back. So overall, what can I say after 3 weeks? I have zero complaints about my back. I feel pretty well in this chair. It took around 1.5 weeks to adjust it accordingly, but I can say with confidence that when I sit down into this chair, that I know that I have a healthy posture. This is quite worth a lot for me. One point to criticize about it is the, in my subjective experience, is the neck support, so that you can't lean back with your head, which sometimes, at least I feel like, leads to nerd neck, which is basically that you're sitting with your head in front of your entire body, and this can, well, you have to adapt to that, and you have to consciously think about not leaning in front of the screen too much. Now let's talk about the design of this Herman Miller Lino chair. And first of all, this chair comes in so many colors, it's insane. So you really have a choice here. You can configure it to look how you want it to. And this is really insane. With the Lino, you get a bunch of colors, which is awesome. Now, the Herman Miller Lino also has a form factor which makes it fit into really basically every environment. You can place it anywhere and it will look good in here. And that's also the impression I got once I got this chair into my room. It fits really well into it without having to adjust anything about the room. And I think those, now going to the subjective opinion, I think it looks stunning and it looks really high value. So this chair can really upgrade your work environment. It doesn't stop there. So what I found, it upgrades your working moral, if that's a word. And what I mean by that is it feels really nice to sit down and work in this chair because it's a high value chair. But overall, of course, looks are highly subjective, but what this chair has, a lot of colors, it fits in basically any working environment. I really like the look, and it really upgrades your the feeling when you sit in it. So let's make a recap. The Herman Miller Lino is a chair with a competitive price. It's very cheap for a Herman Miller chair, and it has the same warranty and the same quality as every Herman Miller chair, which is very good. It also fits in terms of design into quite a lot of working environments. You can choose your color, and this also is a great strength of this chair. In terms of health and supporting your back, it is also everything you would expect. It is really nicely adjustable, everything you would expect from a high value chair. Also, this is subjective as well, but I can tell you that it makes a lot of fun working and sitting in this chair, and it can really upgrade your working environment. That's basically everything I have to say. Hopefully you know now if this chair fits into your working environment as well. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, look for another chair. I really like it, and if you like this video, if you thought, well, this is a great explanation, or if it just helped you make your decision, I would be glad if you could leave a like, or if you could leave a message. Anyway, that's it for me and from the Herman Miller Lino, so see you soon.